Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little bit more mom baby targeted. Throughout this entire second pregnancy, unless it was in a vlog, I haven't really done any baby related videos. It's flown by. But I thought I would share some items that were incredibly helpful for me when I had Olive and that I'm planning on using with this baby. So if you want to see my baby essentials, then just keep on watching. Some of these essentials are for me and the baby, but more for the baby. If you want to see like a mom's only essentials video type thing, then let me know in the comments down below. Also, I need to put a disclaimer on this because I feel like whenever it comes to anything baby related, everyone has their opinions on things, has their own essentials, what they would always use, what they would never use. So I do just want to kindly remind you that these are all things that I personally found extremely helpful and I used all the time. So I'm just sharing. I'm not telling you to go out and buy any of these. I'm not telling you that you need these in your life. These are just things that I found were game changers, let's just say. But that was for my first baby. I have no idea if this baby is going to use half of these things or any of them. Every experience is different. Every baby is different. Every mom is different. Just wanted to get that out of the way. So I'm gonna begin with probably the first thing that I used with Olive. Whenever I gave birth, she did not latch with feeding. I wanted to breastfeed with her. That's another video in itself. We found that she just wanted something in her mouth. Like she always wanted to suck on her pinky, like the full day I was in the hospital, the second day, even when we were leaving. And as soon as you took it out, she would start crying. And I was like, well, I can't have her attached to me 24/7. Like mentally, my hormones were all over the place. Like I needed sleep. Like that wasn't physically possible for me because she wasn't feeding. She just wanted to suck on something. And then keeping your pinky in is just also not really possible either. So I was like, I need a soother that works. So I bought 4 or 5 different brands prior to giving birth. It was a life-changing product for us. She took a mam soother. I don't know if that's a worldwide brand of soother, but it's a little bit of a flatter teat, if you will. But it was something where it gave me a little bit of peace, especially if I knew I had to drop her off for an hour or two at Nana's or leave her with Patty and I had to go, and she had just fed and then 20 minutes later was maybe unsettled and like seemed like she wanted to eat again, which she didn't because she just ate 20 minutes prior, and a soother just comforted her. So it was a massive comforting item, if you will, and she absolutely adored it. And because my breastfeeding experience was not the easiest for the first 4 out of 6 months, that soother came in handy a lot, and she doesn't have it anymore. We took it away when she was 1 year old, and a year later, right before she turned 2, she decided to suck her thumb. So you never know what you're gonna get. She doesn't have it anymore, but I definitely bought couple different brands for this baby because just gotta be prepared. Also, I wrote all of these things down when they popped up into my head over the weekend. So none of these are like in a proper order by any means. The second one is something that I think everyone has a different opinion on. It is the Sleepyhead. I think in Canada or in North America, it's called a DockATot. It's basically just like a cocoon-like pillow. Man, was that the best thing ever. We had I think it's called deluxe size is the first stage, like 0 to 6 months. And then we got the 6 to 18 month. Like we thought she was gonna go away to school in that thing because she loved it. I know some countries have different regulations and guidelines with them, but in the UK it is fully approved and it was such a lifesaver. Like we literally brought it everywhere. So we had a Moses basket beside our bed, but we just would like take the Sleepyhead all around the house because she would just like nap in it, she would sleep in it, and she was so comforted. And I swear it was one of the reasons why she learned how to sleep so well on her own, that and a soother. Olive has fully slept through the night from 5 months until, well, she's 2 years and 2 months. Like she's been an incredible sleeper, and we lightly trained her, but the biggest thing was she knew how to fall asleep on her own. Because she didn't love feeding with me, she never wanted to feed or take a bottle to fall asleep. And then she never really, she wasn't like the cuddliest newborn. She's a super cuddly toddler, but not a newborn. So she never wanted to be like rocked or cradled. She literally just wanted to be put down, and she just fell asleep on her own. So I know with a lot of different sleep training methods, it's all about how a child learns how to fall asleep on their own. That's the biggest thing. And because she naturally taught herself that, I think we maybe skipped a few steps, but I think the Sleepyhead also just kept her feeling safe and cozy. I forget what the proper term is, but I know newborns and babies, and I think she even still does it now, she'll like flinch in the middle of the night, and if they don't feel anything by them, that's normally why they wake up and they're so scared. So the Sleepyhead just like reassures them like something's there, they're in a safe place, and they're comforted, and then they know like, okay, I can go back to bed. Very much worked for us. So personal experience with the Sleepyhead, absolutely loved it, incredible, definitely using it for this baby. Hopefully they like it just as much as Olive did, because she was the biggest fan of it. And if you're asking if the transition from the Sleepyhead to just a normal crib was hard, she was great. She's just really good at transitioning into like different phases, I guess, but we took it away around that like 18 months. She was so long, like she was getting definitely too big for it. And so I was like, Patty, let's just do a cold turkey, like swap, take it away. And I think it took her like a little bit longer to fall asleep, but like she wasn't like upset or crying or anything. She fell asleep pretty quickly, and we've never looked back, so she was great. Another thing we swear by with sleep is a noise machine. We didn't introduce this for a while because she slept in our room, and I don't think we even had a noise machine, but whenever that 3.5, 4 month sleep regression kicks in and their sleep schedule kind of becomes a little bit more like us, or sleep cycle, like they're more awake at certain times and all that fun stuff, we decided to sleep with a noise machine just so she got used to it. Because if I was sleeping in a room where people were coming in and out, going to the bathroom, talking, I wouldn't be able to sleep either. So we tried to make our room like very dark and have a nice noise, even if we weren't sleeping in it, because she obviously went to bed at 7 and we didn't go in until about 10 or 10:30. She loved that. And then around 4.5 months, she was sleeping really well throughout the night. We were like, we might as well just move her to her nursery. So we kept it the same as our room. We made sure the room was very dark. We had the noise machine, so it was familiar. And then we just put the Sleepyhead in her crib instead of the next to me, because she was in her own room at this time, and we've never looked back. It was so good. Something that's really also great and obviously very common is a muslin, a bunch of muslins whenever you're feeding, whether you're breastfeeding, you're bottle feeding, however that baby is getting fed. It's so nice just to have like a little muslin always by you. Like I get like 4 or 5 packs from like Asda or Tesco, just like plain ones, and then you have it always on your shoulder, on their changing table, and a little changing cart. Like they're everywhere just so that it's easy to like burp the baby or clean their face. They're just super handy, super practical, and also just to keep me clean from spit up and sometimes poo. Now this next item, I'm just going to talk out of experience. When I had Olive, our hospital was, I was midwife led, but they were very encouraging of the breastfeeding, which is great. But because she just didn't latch well, I had anxiety with breastfeeding, so I had a slow or delayed letdown. It was just maybe not the best experience. I knew I needed to introduce a bottle of either my express milk or formula at some point so that she was getting fed, because there were some days she just wouldn't eat for like 6 hours because she just did not want to latch with me, and she wouldn't take a bottle. So we tried to introduce it, I think at like 3 weeks, so not very far on whatsoever. And she fought that bottle. She fought me. It was like she just didn't want to eat. And it was so weird because she still slept so well. She wasn't irritated. She just didn't want milk in any form whatsoever. Oh, it was such a hassle. So I know with this baby, I'm going in within the first week. If I'm able to breastfeed, I'm so excited to do that, but I will try a bottle within the first week. Once a day, once every other day, just for sanity reasons. And this is only coming from experience. I'm going in with great expectations again. I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna try and breastfeed. If it doesn't work, I'm not gonna push myself like I did with Olive. That is okay. A fed baby is the best kind of baby, right? So yeah, I'm just gonna have a couple bottles on hand. Sometimes I don't like the bottle. I have like 2 or 3 brands ready. Olive took a MAM bottle because she took the MAM Soothers, so the teat was similar, which makes sense obviously. So I have the newborn MAM bottles for this baby. I'm gonna try to express as much as I can so that they're getting that in the beginning, but if they're not taking it and if I can't express, it's gonna go to formula, which is totally fine as well. Don't beat yourself up. Just be kind and patient with yourself, because if you're happy, the baby's happy, and a mother knows best. Now, Olive never really suffered from intense nappy rashes or anything like that, but again, every baby is different, so it's really great to have a gentle ointment or cream. We didn't use a powder because I knew there was a massive controversy with baby powders, so we just steered clear of that and just put cream on her. But if there is a little bit of a rash showing, nappy rash, anything like that, just to have like a nice gentle ointment or cream is really helpful for the baby as well. This one I feel like is circumstantial based off of like your living arrangement. We bought one of those nappy bins that like you put in and then it like saran wraps it basically, and it like compresses the nappy but also the smell, so you can keep it in the nursery, which was really beneficial when we were at our old house. It was a 3-story house and her nursery was at the 3rd floor, and obviously our kitchen and all our bins, everything was on the 1st floor and outside, so it was annoying to like go up and down, especially in the beginning when they do so many boos a day. So that bin was super helpful to like store everything, and then you just take the big bag once it was full downstairs rather than individually running up and down 2 flights of stairs every day. But right before Olive turned 1, we moved to this house, which is a bungalow, so it's all 1 floor, and we have not used it since. And obviously has been in nappies for the past year, and we just like, she takes her nappy to the bin now. If it's a dirty one, then we take it outside, but we've just never used it. So I don't know, I just felt like that was an item that kind of is based off of where you live. If you're in a condo apartment, obviously you don't want a stinky nappy in your kitchen all day long, and your bin might not be accessible to you very quickly, so it would be a good product to have to like condense the smell, and you can like stock up on them and then just take a big bundle down once in a while rather than like multiple times a day. So I guess that one's just, yeah, it just depends on your living arrangements. Another thing that definitely helped us through the best times, the teething times, was a nice teething gel. We didn't give Calpol or Nurofen unless she had like a high fever from just being sick, but she didn't get her first teeth until like her first bottom teeth until 10 months. Like, she was a late bloomer with teeth, so she like was always chewing and drooling, but she was never like in agony teething. Her gums were obviously like super inflamed and red, and we had like a teething gel, and that always worked a treat. Like, you could totally tell her mood was different. She seemed more relaxed. There was a little bit of relief. I've had 2 wisdom teeth come in, and I can tell you it is not fun, so I can only imagine what a full set of teeth feels like coming in. Teething gel is just incredible. I know some people, I think my best friend's little boy started teething at like 3.5, 4 months, so if you can find one that's suitable for that age, definitely recommend it, because it was a lifesaver for us. Obviously, I think we all know that having a next to me for sleeping purposes, or a car seat or a stroller, are things that you're probably gonna get first on your list. Obviously, a changing mat is ideal. We have a changing mat on top of the dresser in the nursery room, but we didn't put Olive in our nursery until 4 months, so we felt like it was kind of pointless to always go into the nursery to change them. Like, she was in our room, so we had a changing mat in our room, and we also had a changing mat in our living room, like the 2 places that we were the most in the house. So I almost recommend getting 2 changing mats, just so you're not bringing it back and forth. You can keep one there and one in your room. Also, a little like changing unit. Like, we had a little box where we kept a bunch of diapers, wipes, a little bit of an ointment, and then like a muslin type thing, and then maybe a soother in there as well. So it was like a little thing you could carry around the house. So you'd keep it beside your bed, obviously, throughout the night, and then you'd bring it to the living room. It's like a little like portable version of your nursery unit, if that makes sense. That was very, very, very helpful for us, and I felt like anyone could just grab it and take something from it. Really easy, really convenient, like just a little, I don't know what I'm trying to explain. I'm gonna put a picture here, but like just a little like, you know, changing bag on the go, like to bring around with you in your house. There are probably so many things that I just cannot think of right now. Obviously, clothes, baby socks, baby little cozy, things like that. Those are like common sense ones. I didn't think to mention that just because obviously you need baby clothes for your baby. Finally, the last thing I will mention is we had this swing, and it was so good. Olive would always hit this witching hour around like 9 p.m. when she was really, really little, like a couple weeks old. And she was just like, she just cried for no reason. She wasn't hungry. She didn't have a dirty nappy. Like, it was just, it's a thing, trust me. Witching hour, Google it. And this swing was amazing. I think it was, I want to say under 50 pounds. I think so. There was like a little thing for her to watch above. There's different noises. You can go sideways, it can vibrate, and it just like calmed her instantly. Like, we swore by this swing. We loved that, and hopefully this baby does as well. Hopefully this was helpful and there's something in there that maybe you want to try. Again, I am not telling you at all to get any of this stuff. Maybe you already use some of this stuff, maybe you've never used it, maybe you agree with it, maybe you don't. Just wanted to share from personal experience with my first baby what we absolutely loved and really worked for us for our personal experience with her, because I know every journey is going to be totally different. You're going to find things along the way that you're going to swear by as well. So these were my recommendations. Probably going to have to do an updated one once this baby comes and let you know what I actually did use, what did work again. Hopefully you found this helpful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll chat to you guys soon. Bye.